And we are back. So we are fresh into the new season here. So as you can see, we're going to check out some of the teams that made the playoffs this year. We got the Chicago Blackhawks taking the cake with Chicago Avalanche right below them. So Dino and Jason X are doing very well. Same with Buddha, he's in third there. So our goaltenders are clearly getting a lot of wins, which is good to see. They're actually phenomenal. They're all above 50 wins. You got the Ottawa Senators, where Shawnee Mack presides. They're sitting at 99 points. We also got the Detroit Red Wings, who look to be out of the playoffs, unfortunately, because of the division. Russian does have good things in the pipeline, though, so we'll see if he resigns there this season. So it should be good to see. The Florida Panthers also out of the playoffs, so no Kenny the Hitman Hart this year either. They both had 90 points and 92 points, so they're well on their way. Their margins look really good. What else we got? We're looking at the Vancouver Canucks. It looks like Cox made the playoffs with 89 points. And the Wild, almost down at the bottom, 28th. That's where Corey presides. So we'll see what kind of continues on here in the future of the playoffs. So as you can see, Mac, he's a 90 overall. He had 28 goals, 34 assists with 62 points. He was a plus 26. So as you can see, a very good third season. He's averaging... well, he would like to be averaging 30 goals a season, but he's only getting 16 minutes, so he's still playing second line for the past 2 seasons. So definitely not getting the full output in Ottawa yet. So we will see if he resigns, more than likely, though, just because the way it works with the restriction. Next, we got Rye Buddha. He had 41 wins this season with 67 games played. A 911 save percentage, 298 goals against, 1 shutout. So he had a much better season. He's a workhorse, 60 plus games every season ever since coming into the NHL. Next up, we have Jason X. He had 40 wins, rocking a 885 save percentage. So a big change from his season last year. He only had 2 shutouts. It looked like he struggled a bit. His team is carrying him currently, or his team is affecting him currently. It's one of the two. His goals against average is a 3.57, so not looking good in that regard at all. Moving on. We got Dino. Wow. So he's got 51, 16 losses. He's rocking a 909 save percentage with 5 shutouts. I think it's safe to say that he's probably in the Vezina conversation this year. So we'll see if Dino gets to take home some hardware this year. He's even got 2.71 goals against average, which is good in this league. It's looking like Russian Phenom. He's 90 overall now. Let's see what he got for points this year. So he had 72 points, so a big increase. I still don't understand why they played him 42 games in Season 1. But he had 44 assists with 28 goals. He was playing first-line minutes this year, so Russ is well on his way in Detroit. He's also got help on the way. I think they had another big first-round pick the past 2 years. So now we got Kenny the Hitman Hart. He had 40 goals this year with 22 assists, 62 points. He rocked 72 penalty minutes. He was shooting 13% too, so pretty good. So he's doing good in Florida for the time being. And he's playing first-line minutes finally, so he could do a little better on the power plays if he might be playing second unit. The Bald Eagle, look at that. As a defender, he has 34 goals this season. You can clearly see that he was trying to help them get over the hump. He played 76 games this year for 45 points. He was a minus 16. With their placement, that's pretty good. So he's averaging first-line minutes every year since he's come into the league. 23 is no soft thing to do as a freshman, and yeah, he's logging minutes. So he's got some good defensive numbers too. So I wish Corey good luck in the few next seasons because it's going to be a tough one. Moving on, we got Jimmy Cox. He's an 89 overall. He's got 10 goals, 17 assists this season. And he's a minus 19. takes lots of shots. Looking like he's having a tough time breaking. Yeah, so he was getting third line minutes. Now he's getting second line minutes. So he's... Oh, look at that, though. So he still deals out the punishment. Eats a lot of shots. So a giveaway number for how much he's played in comparison is way better. So great upside on Cox there. Moving along. Actually, I think that was it. So we got the playoffs. We got Dino taking on the Nashville Predators, and then Jason X is playing Cox. So Chicago versus Vancouver, and the Avalanche versus Nashville. Then we got Ottawa playing the Toronto Maple Leafs, with Carolina and Buddha going up against Buffalo. Mac is in Ottawa, so we'll just kind of peek in on each round as it goes. So, as you can see with the second round in play, it looks like Dino made it past Nashville, and Jimmy Cox, he's going to the second round to play Dino. That's going to be a tough round for them. Then Buddha did make it past Buffalo in a sweep, and Mac is going to be playing New Jersey. So it should be interesting to see, especially because we have a good chance that Mac could end up playing Buddha. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some gameplay if it's in the finals. So yeah, we're getting our wish. So we'll see a little bit of gameplay. So we got Carolina versus Ottawa. I'm not going to do anything for Cox's team though, just because they're not playing another player. So we're just going to take a quick glimpse in. We're going to sim through some stuff. So if it ends up on like the last game, if one of them's going to sweep, we'll just jump in and kind of see what's happening in the last minute. So let's go take a peek. So yeah, here we are. It's game 7. We're in the third period, and Ottawa is really up. They made the mistake of not starting Buddha, and yeah, that was the game. There's nothing too enthralling that really happened for gameplay. So it looks like Ottawa will be moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Poor Buddha being left on the bench is a terrible thing to see. So hopefully they have a chance next season. It's kind of surprising with how much they start Buddha, that they didn't give him a chance in Game 7. So I'm not sure if he was injured or something. But yeah, we got Chabot. Not gonna touch it. Sonk! So yeah, they're moving on to the next round. We'll get to see Mac playing hopefully either Cox and get some Stanley Cup action, or it will be Ottawa versus LA, and we'll just continue on with the sim. As you can see, some sick angles here on the Ottawa offense. Here comes Mac with the sick snipe. He never stood a chance. Mac's rocking an A now too. So they're moving on. They get the big 8-2 victory. It was a battle all the way through. I didn't check on Buddha's margins or numbers. I should have. We can always go back and kind of see how he did in the playoffs. But overall, it's looking like Shawnee Mac and Chabot were too much for the Ottawa Senators. So as you can see, we simmed right up to here. So we clearly have our Stanley Cup champions, which is the Ottawa Senators, pure by simulation. And we're going to look at some numbers. Why not? Let's just have a quick peek. So they swept the LA Kings, and Ottawa won the Stanley Cup. So it was huge to see. Max got his first ring. And yeah, I don't think that he won the Conn Smythe though. We're going to have to double check on that. Looked like Stützle had 35 points. It just had a quick glance there. So yeah, hopefully we'll see some big things start to happen in the next few seasons as we start to continue. So let's touch on some player stats in the playoffs. So as we can see, Stützle absolutely had 36 points. So I think it's a good chance he wins the Conn Smythe. He actually led the whole entire playoffs with 36 points. Austin Matthews also plays for Ottawa. He had 33 points, and Mac had 30. So Barkov was over in LA trying to carry. Brady Tkachuk was also up there as well. As you can see, LA did not have the depth in scoring that Ottawa now does. It's kind of ridiculous, the team that they've built. You got to remember, I let them do everything. thing in the off season. So they re-sign players, they re-sign management, everything like that. So let's get into individual awards. So O'Sullivan playing for Pittsburgh, he got drafted in the same year as the boys. He won the Art Ross. It's also looking like he won the Hart Memorial Trophy as well. Seth Jones won the James Norris. Great to see. Lady Bing goes to Alexander Nylander. Chicago, not a big deal. Bogosian over in Detroit. So this is what I mean. The Russians got help on the way. Moving on. We got ourselves the Conn Smythe winner, Timmy Stützle. So not a big surprise there. Vezina Trophy winner, we got Dino. He won the Vezina and the William M. Jennings. So Dino is the best goaltender in the year. So great to see. Brett Kulak won the Bill Masterson. Sereda won the Jack Adams. Frank J. Selke goes to Ryan O'Reilly. And moving along, we got Ted Lindsay going to the O'Sullivan and the Maurice Machard going to O'Sullivan. So hell of a player down there in Pittsburgh. So looks like the second coming of Crosby. Moving along, we're just going to get into next season here. So hang on tight. Got a sim, baby. Alright. So max of 92 overall. Still playing on the second line because for some reason they picked up Austin Matthews. I'm sure it helped him win a cup. Max still only 21 years old. Signed for $9.72 million with a 7-year contract. And moving along, we got Rye Buddha. He signed a 1-year bridge deal at $6 million, 0.85. Moving along. We got ourselves Jason X, signed another bridge deal. We got 5.56 at 1 year. And we got Dino. He's looking like he signed for another bridge at 6.915. So all the goalies on 1-year contracts. After this, they will be unrestricted free agents. So I bet you there's a good chance that they want to explore the open market. So it'll be kind of cool to see them because you got to remember chemistry carries from team to team. So they could be looking for the boys. We got Russian Phenom, $8.84 million for 4 years. So Russian was like, I'll give you a chance. You guys drafted well. We'll give it a shot. The Hitman Hart, once again, short-term deal, $2 million, but he got paid $10 million, 0.95. And then moving along, we got the Bald Eagle, signing another big sheet deal at $9.55 million for 5 years. Not a big deal. They got a lot of stuff coming up the pipeline as well, so I expect them to be competitive within 5 years. So it's a smart contract for Corey as well. Moving along, we got Jimmy Cox, signed a long-term big sheet, $9.995 million over 8 years. His defensive play over the past 3 seasons definitely owes him that contract. So now they have Quinn Hughes and Cox locking down the first defensive pairing. That's a lot of money going. It's $20 million playing you every shift if you're the first line. So they won't need to spend much in their bottom 4, which is good news. Oh, Taylor Hall went to Anaheim. That's interesting. I don't know why we're looking at this. Anyways, looking at Carolina, as you can see, they've added a lot of depth throughout their lineup. Their bottom 6 is okay. Their top 6 is gross, though. They have a ton of scoring talent up there. Their defensive, they got some good D. Jake Bean's a great prospect. Ex-Hitman, not a big deal. But, yeah, I don't see them being as competitive as they were last year. Moving along, you got the Chicago Blackhawks. They signed Evgeny Malkin. He's 40. DeBrincat, Nylander, Hepanaimi, Strome. So, yeah, they're pretty stacked. McAvoy, Boquist, Mateau. So, like, their defensive pairings are a little lacking, I think. But it's not a done deal yet either, right? Like, they could pull someone up out of the minors. So moving along, we got the Colorado Avalanche. They are a really good team. They have lots of depth. As you can see, only Rantanen really remains from that original kind of dynasty from last year. So Sam Bennett, he's there. Glad to see it. Eriksson Ek. So they got some talent coming up. Cale Makar still kicking it there. And they got Bo Byram there. So, yeah, they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be a good team for a while, as long as Dino Steve's there. Russian Phenom, a 92 overall now, playing with Dylan Larkin and Philip Zadina. Bogosian, Roddy, and Raymond. So it looks like they definitely have a lot of draft picks coming up the pipe. Like, if you look at them, they have an 87 playing on their fourth line. So watch out for Detroit in the next episode. I think it's the time I tell you that this is probably what we're going to do to end the episode today. So it's looking like Detroit looking real good. So I expect big things. The Hitman. He's got some good company surrounding him. They actually got some decent depth as well. Their defensive pairings are pretty weak, if you really ask me, compared to the other teams. So they don't have much for goaltending either. I shouldn't say that. It is still Bobrovsky. And then you got Minnesota. They absolutely have stacked their pipeline. They're going to be a really good team next year. I have a good feeling about it anyways. As you can see through their top 9, just tons of depth. They got this Gortson guy. He's playing with Corey, so just locking down that first pairing. PK Subban, 78 overall, 37 years old. So they have a few... that guy's face was so weird. Except they got a Din Hill and net, so they could definitely upgrade at the goaltending position. So Kaprizov, Lindholm, Timo Myers, so they did go out and get some people. The Vancouver Canucks, pretty much the same top 6 if you really kind of look at it. Hoglander and Kobe White are newcomers to the group. Their bottom 6 isn't very strong, but they do have Bettesser and Pedersen, and their defensive pairing of Quinn Hughes and Cox is gross. They also got Cale Foot. I think that's Cale. And I'm not going to pronounce that. Jude Levy? I'm pretty sure. So, as you can see, this is going to bring an end to the episode. It was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to do the next one. So we'll kind of see what direction the boys take. We're going to be able to see where the goalies kind of end up. And hopefully we'll get a little bit more playoff action as well. So, I really enjoy this, and I've had a lot of fun with it. And I can't wait to see where it kind of ends up. And as you can see here, we got the Stanley Cup champs, Max on the top left. So, it was a great season for the Ottawa Senators, so I thought I would give them some love here, and I'll see you guys next time.